Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jen and my Poshmark closet name is JC Apaluo. I've got my girl Megan with me today.
So today we're going to be telling you a couple brands that have done well that aren't obvious, like Lululemon, Anthropologie, Free People, Athleta, all the obvious ones, but some other ones that you wouldn't necessarily think of when you're walking into a thrift store.
Yeah, so I wanted to do my top 10 brands that sell well for me that I look for in the thrift store, but not the typical ones because everybody knows about those ones that sell well, like Free People, the ones Megan already told you about, Anthropologie, Athleta. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one on my list is Brooks Brothers. Now, Brooks Brothers seems like maybe it's a little out there, maybe old people brand, but for me, Brooks Brothers sells pretty well. Not necessarily the just typical button-down men's shirts, but think about a woman's skirt or a woman's dress, a Brooks Brothers, even a pair of pajamas. Like Brooks Brothers does really well. So those items have sold well for me, and I always look up comps for anything that I'm telling you about before you go out and buy it for yourself, because what works for me might not work for you. The next one that has sold well for me is Ralph Lauren, or Lauren, however you want to say it. And those sweaters in particular, and then also some of the button-down shirts, a lot of them in the larger sizes I look for. Those have sold well for me over on eBay and some on Poshmark as well. The third item that has sold really well for me that I always look for in any store I go to is Dansko shoes. Now, I have a sister-in-law that is a nurse, and she told me that nursing shoes are extremely expensive. And when you get out of nursing school, you might need a certain color to get a job in a certain office. And if you switch jobs, then you have to buy another color. So people are always looking for Dansko shoes and at an affordable price. So anytime I find a pair of Dansko shoes in good condition, I pick them up. I always do the test where you bend them, because they do have a tendency to crack over time due to being in conditions like an OR or something like that. I like my Dansko shoes, don't I?
Yes.
Yes. The next one that I like is actually Native shoes. I don't know if you've ever seen Native shoes, but they are actually like plastic shoes. Maybe not plastic, but they're kind of like Crocs. They have kids shoes, adult shoes, and they are very lightweight, but they sell quite well. I had a thrift store one time that had about 20 pair, and at the time I did not know that those sold really well. I just picked up about 4 pair. They flew out of my closet, and by the time I knew that they sold well, they were all gone. So anytime I see Native shoes, I pick those up as well. The next one that I always pick up is Cool Revolver men's. They're like hiking pants. Cool is, maybe I'm not saying it right, maybe I am, I don't know. It's K-U-H-L. Anytime I've listed those, they have not sat in my closet or on eBay for longer than 2 days. So those are a good brand to pick up, at least for me, for a good price. The next one is Peruvian Connection. This is one that I didn't know anything about when I first started thrifting. It's kind of like a luxury brand. I think the items are really expensive to buy retail, and it's really nice quality goods. So again, I didn't know anything about them before I started thrifting. Now, anytime I see one, I pick it up. They have like dresses, shirts, cardigans, skirts, and they have really nice secondhand value as well. Next is Soft Surroundings. So Soft Surroundings is another one of those brands that I think is targeted more towards women, like career style, for women who are working. But that is one that has done very well for me as well. They have a high retail value and it doesn't sit very long. I would definitely check the comps on those before you buy it, but definitely something to look at when you see those in the store. The next one is Robert Graham men's jeans. Those are a high retail value as well, and they have a good secondhand value. I have only found them a couple times, but every time I have gotten a good return on my investment. Next one is Lucky Brand. So Lucky Brand, I'm kind of picky with what I pick up with Lucky Brand, but the sweaters and the plus size, like bohemian style tops do really well. And then some of the jeans. Now, I do have some of the jeans that are still sitting for me, so it's really important that you check the comps and see which ones do well, especially on Poshmark. And then I just wanted to go over next some of the men's brands that I have found to be, that are, oh my gosh, the top selling men's brands in my Poshmark closet, because I have started selling a lot of men's clothing in the past year. So some of the top selling men's brands for me have been Travis Mathew. And Travis Mathew is kind of, I would say it's a golf brand. My husband wears it for golf, and that's how I found out about it. Those sell typically pretty well on eBay. There's some polos and then also golf shorts. 7 for All Mankind men's jeans. The obvious Lululemon men's. Merrell shoes. Merrell men's shoes sell really well. Polo, Banana Republic, AG jeans, and then the obvious Nikes. So I will do another video on shoes, because shoes are something that I love to pick up, and I don't pick up all shoes, but I think it's really important when you do to always check the comps. But Nikes are definitely something that I love to pick up. So I hope you learned something from that video. Maybe you learned a new brand. If you did, I would love to hear which brand you never heard of before, or maybe which brand you also love to pick up. So drop it in the comments below, and if you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe below. Thank you.